My girlfriend said, I need to study alone in Jason's room, no distractions. I said, good luck on finals. Then I started tutoring her sorority sister in chemistry. The whole thing started 3 weeks before finals when Brianna dropped an announcement on me while we were eating lunch. Listen, babe, Jason and I really need to focus for organic chemistry, and we work best without any distractions, so I'm gonna be at his place most nights until the exam. My sandwich nearly fell out of my hand because this girl knew I had gotten a 98% in that exact class just last year, and here she was telling me her lab partner Jason was somehow the superior choice. Why not the library, or literally anywhere else on campus? I asked while trying to keep my voice level. The library gets way too crowded during finals week, and my roommates are constantly throwing parties, so his apartment is really the only quiet place we can focus. The way she said it so casually, like asking to spend every night at another guy's apartment, was totally normal, made me feel like I was living in some alternate reality, but I wanted to be a supportive boyfriend. You know I could help you since I have all my notes and practice problems from when I took it. She waved her hand dismissively while checking her phone and said, Jason and I have this rhythm where we understand each other's learning patterns, and honestly having you there would throw off our dynamic. Against every instinct screaming in my head, I nodded and told her to do whatever she needed to pass, because I refused to be the controlling boyfriend who kept her from succeeding academically. The first night she left for her study session wearing perfume and carrying nothing but her phone, which seemed strange for someone about to tackle molecular structures. My roommate texted me an hour later with a photo of Brianna and Jason at a food truck near his apartment complex, buying street tacos and laughing. Another friend sent me a Snapchat that showed them through Jason's living room window, where they were watching Netflix and sharing a blanket on the couch with wine glasses on the coffee table. Her location services that she forgot I could see showed her staying at his place until 2 in the morning almost every single night that week, and her Venmo history revealed payments to Jason for dinner and snacks with heart emojis. She would go on and on about how her brain felt like mush from memorizing formulas, even though her hair smelled like his cologne, and she could never answer basic chemistry questions I casually asked. The evidence was overwhelming, but what really sealed it was when she accidentally sent me a text meant for her friend that said, Jason's making me dinner again tonight, but I told my boyfriend we're studying. LOL. He actually believes it. That text changed everything. I remembered that Brianna's sorority sister Peyton was also taking organic chemistry and had been complaining about failing the last 2 quizzes. I approached Peyton in the dining hall and offered to tutor her. She practically jumped across the table saying, yes please, because Jason is supposedly this amazing tutor, but he only helps Brianna, and I'm going to fail if I don't figure this out soon. We agreed to meet at the campus coffee shop right in the center of everything where everyone could see us. I spent the next day creating comprehensive study guides and preparing practice problems with detailed solutions. I never mentioned any of this to Brianna, but I also made absolutely no effort to hide what I was doing, because unlike her, I had nothing to feel guilty about. Peyton and I met at the coffee shop and immediately got to work with our textbooks spread across the entire table while I explained organic chemistry. We were leaning close together over the molecular models, and every time she finally understood a concept, she would get so excited that she'd grab my arm or give me these enthusiastic high fives that probably looked flirty from across the room. I posted Instagram stories with captions like teaching chemistry in more ways than one, with a winking emoji, while Peyton posted about her miracle tutor and how she finally understood organic chemistry thanks to someone who actually cared about her success. Within 20 minutes, Brianna was blowing up my phone with texts demanding to know what I was doing, even though she was supposedly deep in a study session with Jason. The coffee shop door flew open, and there stood Brianna in a tight dress and heels with her face twisted in rage as she stormed over to our table. What the hell is this supposed to be? She practically screamed while other students turned to stare at the unfolding drama. I looked up calmly from the practice problem we were working on and said, I'm just helping someone who actually brought their textbook to a study session. Peyton looked confused and added, aren't you supposed to be studying with Jason right now since you guys have that special rhythm or whatever? The color drained from Brianna's face as she realized she had just exposed herself in front of half the campus. Everyone went silent when I said, weird how my tutoring actually involves textbooks while yours involves Jason's bedsheets. Brianna stood there with her mouth opening and closing, letting flies in, while Peyton casually pulled out her latest quiz with a bright red 91% at the top. Brianna's phone started buzzing repeatedly with Jason's name lighting up the screen. Jason's asking where I left to so suddenly, she whispered. You